Yet buried in the depths of this world lies smoldering remains, a warning to those that dare trespass. That throne in the sky is not reserved for you. But mortal arrogation never stops. None will escape the flames. See for yourself. The dragon who defended Mondstadt for a millennium finally faces his perturbation. What does freedom really mean when demanded of you by a god? The god of contracts, senselessly slaughtered as his people watched on in horror. In the end, he will sign the contract to end all contracts. In the secluded land of the immortal Shogun, the Bakufu rules eternal. But what do mortals see of the eternity chased after by their god? The god of wisdom's enemy is wisdom itself, and the oasis of knowledge is a mirage.
Traveler! Paimon! Are you alright? Are you hurt? Paimon's fine.
Mati lampu. Ayahku tahu.
Oh, that's
Aduh, ada aja.
but it's not.
Ada lagi streaming, mati lampu. Aduh, PLN.
But I don't see the
Ya, itu siap-siap ya. Dan kita kayak bentaran dong ini mah. Udah.
fell down?
Aduh.
I think they're both robust enough to survive.
Kenapa nggak nyambung? Ya.
But the falling debris knocked them unconscious, and they're lying there in the freezing cold. We have to
Kayaknya
get
masih
down there and rescue them.
keadaan magang.
Okay, let's move. Hang in there, guys.
Anak magang iseng.
Bennett, are you okay? Shout if you can hear me. Bennett! A voice over there. Bennett, is that you? Guys, I'm over here. Are you all right? Are you hurt? Let me check. I'm a little dizzy, but I'm not in any pain. I don't think I'm injured. Thank goodness. Scared the life out of me. If you're dizzy, sit and rest for a while. It's fine, really. This kind of thing happens all the time. I'll be fine. Thank you. Wait, where's Albedo? Isn't he with you guys?
We thought he fell off the cliff with you. He still hasn't shown up?
We found Bennett here, so Albedo can't be far away. Keep searching this area. Got it!
The wind knows it.
No response. Are we definitely looking in the right place? He's not here either. Let's check with the others.
Well, any sign of him? Not a trace. Nothing from me either.
Strange. We didn't have any luck either. Where could he have gone?
Everyone!
Albedo!
Nothing serious.
Okay, everyone accounted for. Guys, I think it's gotta be because of me. The avalanche only happened because I'm here. I guess flipping a treasure hoarder insignia isn't gonna change my luck after all. No wonder no one wants to go adventuring with me. I'm so sorry. Don't say that. I'm hardly the lucky type myself, so I'm not about to go blaming every little thing that goes wrong on you. Exactly. Besides,
Kenapa tadi, Bang?
the sign is a
Biasa PLN mati lampu. Aduh. Padahal lagi multi streaming lagi. Pecah semua deh. Berhenti semua.
Your face looks... Oh no.
Aduh.
Here.
Everyone, the incident is behind us now. We should keep moving.
Why do I feel that dragon spine has become more dangerous than it used to be? I hope it's just my imagination.
Sabar bang.
Priority now is to get off the
Lah ini udah sabar.
with the adventurers. Whatever further dangers this mountain
Tadi sempat keluar sih, nungguin orang lewat, pengen gebukin orang lewat. Nggak ada malam-malam kayak gini.
Keep your eyes peeled and watch your step.
Ah.
Careful does it.
Ya udah sabar aja.
Time to go.
We've been heading in the right direction for a good length of time now.
Orang PLN-nya ini kali lagi bikin kopi, ketumpahan, siram.
Victory is in sight! Hooray! As soon as we get to base camp, Paimon wants a bowl of hot soup and some barbecued meat.
I hope we can all get there safely. No more incidents, please.
Hey, what's on your mind? You seem a little distracted. Something's up, isn't it? Are you hungry? Cold? Shall Paimon hug your head to warm you up? I don't think I've spent so much time on Dragonspine before. It sure is cold. Eula?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
I was just thinking. Whenever I've met up with you at Dragonspine in the past, we always stick to the same few spots. If it were a little warmer and a little safer, I bet this place would be bustling with visitors.
I agree. People are put off by the cold and have an aversion to danger. They don't realize that there's much to explore beneath the icy exterior, if you were willing to spend the time and energy. Albedo, is this the way down?
Yes.
I think there are several routes in this area. Does the path fork off here? It looks like it does. But maybe it doesn't. My head's still a little fuzzy from the impact.
I'm kinda dizzy too. I keep thinking things are swaying a little.
Either path will work for us. The smaller trail is less worn and harder to see, but it's also shorter. Since everyone is weary, I suggest we take the shortcut. Follow me.
Wait. Bennett and Amber don't look well. Can we take a break? We can continue once their conditions have improved. Ugh. Now that you mention it.
Huh?
You hit your head earlier, didn't you?
Oh, you noticed. Are you sure it's worth holding everyone up over a little thing like this? No problem at all! Health and safety always come first! Okay, sorry for this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Drinking some water can help with the dizziness. Oh, and lying flat on your back helps too.
Thank you, Bennett. Seems like you really know your stuff.
Well, when life gives you lemons. Bennett, weren't you feeling dizzy too? Stop pushing yourselves, both of you. Get some rest. We'll continue.
Eula might come off as a little frosty, but she takes caring for her friends super seriously, more than anyone else I know. Every time I see that look on her face, I'm just like, ah, stop staring at me.
Traveler, I know what that look means. What's on your mind?
Sampai jam berapa bang? Sampai jam berapa bang? Live M. Sampai event ini kelar. Ini maraton.
Sampai PLN mati lagi.
Sampai PLN mati lagi. Bebas emang ini mah nih. Kita mah. Pokoknya sampai event ini kelar udah.
Maybe seasoned
Ngumpulin Primo Gem.
for it.
Kali bisa ngincer albedo lagi.
I sense it too.
Meskipun jauh ya.
It might be imprudent to speculate out loud. Traveler, I think you...
Albedo, what?
It's not over yet.
Ya ini bukan albedo bener.
Stay back! I'm going to cut the speed down to size!
One with nature.
Mana ini?
Shaken and stirred. Huh, I'm here. Diana special.
Rain cutter!
The wind knows it. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Pas banget perisainya. Kumpulin gini kan? Buset abang.
Think you can bully me?
Ini ngancurin giniannya nih biar perisainya hancur. Lah dia di atas gimana? Kita bawa set itu langsung berkurang gitu.
Think you can bully me?
Heal dulu lah.
Look at you, Boozle.
Iya busel.
This isn't good.
Perisainya nggak habis habis.
Time to go.
Dong dari tadi. Belum.
The wind knows it. Clouds high. The birds call.
Jadi belum bisa jam cancel.
Time to
Tahunnya masih C0. Iya beku bagus. Dikit lagi dong.
One with nature.
Kulin aja bang nanti kecil dia.
What in the
Iya.
world was
Jangan dielus-elus dah. Kalau dielus-elus dia nambah gede biasanya.
human? The next it was a
Gede sama keras.
Is everyone alright?
We're fine. But can you please tell what's going on? I don't understand.
I take it this monster is whom I had the pleasure of meeting last time.
Correct.
Blok.
As you might have guessed, this is a mutated whopper flower. An extremely rare kind.
Whopper flower yang mengalami mutasi.
Can whopper flowers turn into
Hmm.
Not typical,
Bisa nyamar juga whopper flower.
but conditions on Dragonspine are far from typical. Perhaps
Pantesan dia suka nyamar jadi ini ya,
the land
bunga.
then was passed to the monsters via the ley lines, accelerating their rate of mutation.
How could that happen?
This mountain is home to the remains of Durin, the venomous dragon. If there is anywhere in the world one might expect life to do unfathomable things, it would most likely be here. Durin was an artificially created life form. Its existence is nothing short
Sama itu tuh yang suka
and proof of countless
jadi pepohonan tuh apa?
In other words,
Slime yang itu,
we stand
yang
at the
dendro,
cradle of life's profoundest mysteries,
yang musiknya musik berantem tapi dicari-cari musuhnya mana.
hotbed of possibilities.
The avalanche. It must have been the work of this imposter.
Imposter.
Agreed. All the other troubles you faced on the way down could also have been its handiwork. My guess is that it was targeting everyone that I've had contact with.
Right, I forgot all about that.
It's not inconceivable.
But what was its purpose? Was it just trying to get rid of us?
I have a preliminary hypothesis on this. Whopper flowers are masters of mimicry.
Habis banner Yula sama Albedo apaan bang?
And appear in the
Ito
vicinity
kayaknya.
of the plants they impersonate.
Soalnya di
The whopper
Di patch
flower
23 ini
instinct to replicate,
double banner satu sama karakter yang baru satu.
it will disguise itself
Ito
as
paling
another
sama ini
and infiltrate
Goro
the group, hiding among them for cover.
gabungin.
The plant being imitated has no way to detect or fight back against this behavior.
Gimana ya mau
When it disguises itself as a
mau
human,
ngincar Ito tapi
It wanted
gak ada supportnya.
to infiltrate our group?
Harus Noelnya diganti nih.
maybe it created an avalanche to get
Udah
rid
naikin
of
Noel
us.
padahal.
I predicted this eventuality, so I availed myself of the avalanche
Ito bagus kah?
and lured out.
Nggak tahu juga sih, belum ada bocorannya, tapi sejauh ini dia hampir mirip kayak Noel, cuma dia bisa
To take my place.
nambahin attack speed.
Its disguise
Attack speednya dia bisa bertambah terus.
move was to hunt its prey.
Yes, that's exactly
Soalnya
how
dari konstelasinya aja dia
When it approached and
nambahin
attacked
attack speed.
What was that? A trial run?
Perhaps.
Ya kayaknya bisa lebih OP tuh dari Noel.
Enjoyed posing as a human.
LC6 ya maksudnya.
Experience what it felt like to be human.
We're fortunate to have discovered it in time. I think the traveler was the
Terus
first
pedangnya dia juga
Albedo to notice something
crit
was
damage
wrong.
paling terbesar itu. Substat-nya.
Traveler, how could you tell the real me?
Oh, abis lihat YouTube ultinya ada attack speed.
I want to know too.
Iya.
I had no idea the other
Yang penting maintenance ke elemental burst-nya aja tuh. Nyari energinya gimana. Tapi kayaknya nggak sesulit ngumpulin energi buat Noel deh.
Difficult it is to impersonate a human. This
Cepat mungkin.
whopper flower tried its best to
Biasanya
replicate,
karakter-karakter Inazuma cepet-cepet deh.
but still managed to miss
Ngecasnya.
some details.
unbelievable. To think that Dragonspine creates such terrifying possibilities.
Nggak tahu juga sih itu energi cost-nya berapa tuh.
Anyway, at least we won in the end. It looks like my method did work after all. I used up all the bad luck, and the good luck finally came through.
About that. If
Ya meta sekarang berarti Geo semua nih.
mountain and avoided injury,
Soalnya di Spiral Abyss aja babnya ke Geo sekarang.
I was secretly protecting you.
Well, that still counts as good luck to me.
Yes, that's not an unreasonable way of looking at it. Okay. We've been delayed long enough.
Nah, kalau ada Noel C6 mending jadiin aja dah. Soalnya Geo tuh masih masuk kemana aja.
Time to go.
Ya udah OP lah pokoknya Noel mah. Nge-heal bisa, nge-defend bisa,
Damage bisa.
nge-damage bisa. susah emang energinya aja ngumpulinnya. Ya kalau udah punya Raiden sih kebantu lah. Atau ada karakter Geo lagi satu gitu buat baterainya.
Woohoo! I'm back!
Cyrus doesn't seem to be here. He must have headed up the mountain. Let's wait for him here.
Amber,
Atau kalau nggak pakai main karakter si Ether. Ether skillnya cepet.
Yep, all good now. Nothing to worry.
I don't know what I'd do without you guys.
Ya ultinya juga cepet. Lumayan nambah crit rate juga.
Probably still, I really want to thank you all properly, but
Udah gitu gampang lagi konstelasi 6-nya.
Be pretty used to being on the receiving end of people's kindness by now, though, surely. You
Noel OP bang. Wah OP dong.
situation.
Buildnya Tenacity atau apa? Jangan, nggak cocok dia Tenacity. Soalnya dia base-nya bukan ke HP, dia base-nya ke defense. Jadi kalau mau sih artefak baru tuh mau 4 biji atau bisa dikombinasiin kalau umpamanya susah dapat 4 set bisa dikombinasiin ke sama 2 Archaic Petra buat nambah geo damage.
sure,
Yang penting defense-nya sih tinggi.
kindness before, but that doesn't mean I will ever take it.
Gak apa-apa attack-nya cuma 1000-an gitu.
Sometimes people help me out in life.
Tapi kalau defense-nya gede pas ulti attack-nya jadi nambah.
Well, instead of repaying
Ada kan yang baru tuh apa sih namanya?
perhaps you could help others yourself.
Husk
Help
of
others in need from time to time.
Husk of apa gitu.
That's what I've always tried to do, and will always continue to do. Right. And when
Ini aja masih pakai ini nih Noel masih pakai retracing ball light.
this has been
Belum dapet yang bagus nyari-nyari.
Yeah, it has. It's really hit me how tired I am.
Sementara kalau punya gladiator satu set yang bagus ya pakein gladiator juga masih cocok.
I need to rest.
Nyari 4 setnya aja.
Yeah, I need to get some water and maybe a piece of fruit. Once. Well, it looks like the curse of the Mountaineers. It feels like an action-packed chapter has come to a close. Shall we find somewhere to rest and chat too?
Why not?
Habis berapa sekarang bang?
Come with me.
12 kah? Belum ngerjain Abyss yang sekarang. Pas tadi dilihat musuhnya ada ini.
Done something too, didn't you?
Ada Magu Kenki 3 biji.
Are you going back to your camp again?
Aduh, belum nyoba nih.
Okay. Might as well come with you.
Good. Shall we set off right away?
Terus ada Repound lagi. Mesti bawa healer dah. Bisa sih pakai Kokomi. Kokomi pakai set yang baru juga bagus.
Sorry for bringing you back here once again. Some topics are best discussed in private.
Is this about
Cuma masih terbatas tuh yang apa sih yang artefak baru tuh yang buat Kokomi, yang heal.
That's right.
Paling yang bisa make itu Kokomi, Barbara sama si Cici mungkin.
I have to say, Traveler,
Kalau Bennett nggak optimal soalnya kan dia ada
me and the
batasnya 70%.
yes, this mark.
Cici masih masuk.
Perhaps it's where it all began.
Healnya gede kan dia.
Ooh, sounds like the beginning of a big story.
Terus kalau kita gebuk-gebuk pakai karakter yang HP-nya rendah, cepet. Soalnya gelembungnya itu biarpun karakter itu nggak ada di nggak ada di field, kita ganti karakter gitu dia masih ada si gelembung itu yang pecah. Yang penting nge-heal terus, semakin banyak nge-healnya semakin nge-damage banyak. Xiangling pakai emblem OPK, emblem of separate bagus banget. Kalau buat buat maintenance burst-nya,
Well,
burst terus-terusan.
can't deny that what I'm about to say does sound like something from a children's storybook.
Xiangling pakai emblem, terus senjatanya pakai the cats. Ya usahain the cats-nya R5 ya.
So,
Jadi ya mancing-mancingnya dulu.
this diamond-shaped mark me?
A tattoo? A crest? Something?
No. Consider it a
Tapi kalau mau pakai crimson ya
mark.
paling pilihannya pakai apa namanya? Dragon's Band.
Have you ever ever seen an intricate glass ornament?
Kalau ada Dragonspan R5 ya pakai aja.
Well, glass blowing is not a widely known art in Teyvat. For this reason, glassware made in this way is
Gua Favonius.
expensive.
Favonius juga bagus buat ini. Cuma kan dari pasifnya masih kalah sama The Catch.
As the name implies, glass blowing involves blowing air into a hole.
Ya menang di basic attack-nya aja. Xiangling kan nggak basic attack.
This type of glassware is known for having a pontal mark. at the
Favonius cuma ngumpulin energi aja kan.
where the hole was sealed at the very end.
Sounds kind of amazing.
Tapi kalau ada The Catch mendingan The Catch deh bener.
It is a wondrous and beautiful art form.
Ya tergantung kesabarannya aja mancing.
Seen as proof of the maker's fine hand. My mark is something similar.
Iya emang ngerompokin temen dah.
The difference between synthetic and natural life lies in the directional flow of the life force.
Gak ada The Catch bang. Jadul. Akun jadul.
The
Ya, tapi kan mancing masih bisa.
flows out from within.
Biarpun akun jadul juga.
That's why flower buds bloom and curled leaves
Itu akun jadul apa akun
is the very reason
lama
that
vakum?
wonder at blossoming flowers. Creating life artificially, on the other hand, involves to a certain extent the introduction of an external source of energy into the embryonic life form. When the hole where the life force was infused is sealed at the end, it leaves a mark not dissimilar to the
Akun beli Xiao
blown glass.
udah lama banget katanya. Berarti vakum ya, vakum lama. Kalau vakum lama di Xiao lama juga itu.
The alchemical substance
Hampir setahunan loh.
spreads out in all directions,
Gak dimainin.
resulting in this rather ingenious
Tahun yang lalu aja albedo nih. Kayaknya habis albedo tuh Xiao tuh. Pas apa namanya? Lantern Ride. Kan patch berikutnya ini Lantern Light lagi. Makanya Xiao sama Ganyu mau rerun.
From
This mark is a sign of my artificial origins and proof of my imperfection as a human.
Misalnya kalau albedo eventnya cocok sih Desember. Ya nuansa Natal lah. Salju-salju.
That the imposter
Padahal dia geo ya.
avoided replicating this mark, so as
Kapan Ganyu rerun bang?
perfect himself.
Kemungkinan patch berikutnya 2.4. Pokoknya pas Lantern Ride.
You are fundamentally different from other people.
Dan bisa jadi dia bakalan double banner lagi sama Xiao.
Just as Paimon said.
Wah double banner lagi nih.
Story. Even if you were to tell anyone else.
Dulu juga kan sempat kejadian tuh pas pas patch berapa tuh yang Xiao keluar. Kan itu dalam satu season ada 3 banner kan, yang ada cackingnya tuh. Cuman nggak double banner. Di dalam satu season ada 3 kali banner.
The transcendent and
Udah nyiapin Wanderer sih di akun ini soalnya.
which human beings
Oh.
desire.
Ya udah nabung-nabung lah.
Pursue the everyday, the ordinary, to a far greater extent than I would have ever imagined.
Kalau Wanderer satu set mah banyak yang berguna tuh. Pengguna-pengguna katalis juga masih OP.
People like to believe that those who are thoroughly different from themselves
Yang penting mainin reaction aja.
exist in stories. It makes things much easier.
Soalnya kan nambah elemental mastery. Soalnya mau red on ini. Terakhir dapat child.
Or, in other words,
Child yang ini yang rerun keberapa nih? Yang
recently with
rerun pertama apa yang kedua?
for a novel.
Kan dia udah 3 kali muncul.
I have friends who write novels. If they wrote
Apa child yang awal-awal?
probably be even more complex.
making up stories is easy. Even Paimon can do that.
Oh. I didn't know you
Nggak
had
tahu
that
dah.
kind of talent.
Gak bisa kelihatan dari historinya kan ada tanggalnya tuh.
Paimon's the best guide into that. Making
In that case, how about we have a storytelling contest? We can base our stories on the events of the last few days.
sounds great. But we still have to help out the Adventurers Guild.
I understand. Creativity is something that cannot be rushed. Take your time, and come back when you have found some inspiration. We'll see whose story is more
Deal.
Kalau perlu DPS emang bener incer Ganyu dah.
Okay, we'll Adventurers Guild for now.
Sure.
Dia terus gampang lagi nge-build-nya. Senjatanya bisa pakai apa aja, nggak usah Amos Bow juga. Udah OP, dari nge-craft juga oke.
Yes, I should have known.
Baru-baru bang,
Masters failed
ya berarti child yang reran kedua.
This is where the story truly begins.
Berarti yang sebelum Hutau kemarin nih.
If we switched places, if you were the survivor, then as the abandoned experiment, the failure of the primordial human project,
Bagus tuh, child barengin sama Xiangling.
I would replicate your appearance, study your alchemy, and create miraculous life forms to divert your attention. I would wait for the right
Nah
moment.
ini subjek nomor 2 nih.
Of you and the traveler, the sole person
Berantem.
who known your secret. And then
Bagus.
finally experience the
Apanya nih bagus?
of being brought into the world.
Child maksudnya. Atau bagusnya apaan maksudnya? Child sama Xiangling bagus. Cuma rata-rata orang pada nggak demen sama Child tuh gara-gara cooldown yang lama. Makanya mereka butuh konstelasi tuh. Konstelasi berapa sih yang ngurangin tuh? C1 ya. Tim Child apa aja bang yang bagus? Oh, Child, Xiangling, bareng sama ini juga bisa. Si siapa yang elektro pedang gede? Tuh? Beidou, Xiangling. Terus kalau punya Anemo, kasih Anemo 1. Jago banget multiplayer sih.
Guess what? Paimon's story is finished. Let's go see Albedo again.
Victory. Iya sih. Ya, tapi kalau umpamanya pinter-pinter ngatur rotasinya sih, saya enak-enak aja.
The world falls completely silent.
Ya kebanyakan orang kan malas gitu ke rotasinya.
Time to go.
Misalnya abis ulti Xiangling, pindah ke siapa?
Albedo!
Traveler, Paimon, I suppose your story is ready.
Ya kayak Yula yang gebuk-gebuk doang.
You! Do you need some more time?
No need. I am.
Paimon calls dibs! Paimon first!
Please go ahead.
Okay, here goes. Once upon a time, there was an evil researcher who went into the mountains and did a crazy experiment on whopper flowers to transform their appearance. After a lot of pain and suffering, the whopper flowers...
Bagus kok saya buat ngelawan musuh-musuh yang banyak rame gitu.
Then, they stood by the side of the mountain to wait for unsuspecting
Riptide-nya itu loh.
bystanders.
Ada berbagai tipe kan, banyak banget Riptide-nya.
They would ask some questions such as, who am I? Who are you? If the bypasser got the wrong answer, the last sound they'd make would be a yelp
Nah kalau kayak Hutau itu bagusnya buat yang solo-solo,
in one bite.
buat lawan bos biasanya.
Ooh, truly frightening.
Saya agak kurang lawan bos. Efek Riptide-nya kurang.
What the? You two aren't scared at all. Don't go nitpicking, okay? If you didn't like the story, go write your own.
In other words, the whopper flowers would ambush and then completely replace their victims.
And then what? Go back to where the person lives? Enter their home? Eat their whole family? Paimon made up this story.
Pamit dulu bang, mau nguli Primo. Oke,
Scared by it.
It's a good.
jangan lupa di follow ya. Semangat bang, oke semangat.
I may bring it up in future.
Kumpulin dah Primo.
Just to scare people with?
Yes.
You've got a real mean streak, Albedo.
Mine is a
Thank you, Nabil.
longer than yours. It starts with an alchemist, a A great alchemist once created Subject 1. Subject 1 was her proudest achievement, and successfully blended into human. However, unbeknownst to Subject 1, the alchemist had tried the same experiment many times before he had come into being. Some of the rejects from failed experiments had been discarded, but had not died. Subject 2 was one such failed experiment. He was swallowed by a great dragon that came to rest upon a snow-swept mountain. Many years later, he was resurrected by the dragon's mysterious power. He saw all kinds of people on the mountain, including Subject 1, who had somehow miraculously blended in among them. Never in Subject 2's wildest imagination had he thought it possible for experimental life forms such as they to deceive everyone so successfully. He saw this was what Subject 2 wanted. Now, all that Subject 2 desired was to replace Subject 1 and take the joy of his existence for himself.
This is giving Paimon the chills. So scary.
Subject 2 began to unfold his plan. He stole Subject 1's books and notes, and studied all that Subject 1 had learned from the alchemist. Subject 2 was highly intelligent, and he learned quickly. He changed his face into an exact replica of Subject 1's face. Then, he found a plant with mimicry capabilities, and transformed it using dragon blood and alchemy. And so, not only did Subject 2 transform his own appearance to perfectly match that of Subject 1, he also created a third entity, Subject 3.
What? There's 3 of them now?
But Subject 2 wanted to become a perfected human. So, he erased a mark in both his and Subject 3's necks, for these marks were symbols of imperfection. In my view, it was probably a subconscious act, an instinct. He so desperately craved to become a perfect human being that he forgot something. Human beings are defined by their flaws. Subject 2's plan was meticulously crafted. Subject 3 would draw Subject 1's attention. After Subject 1 disposed of Subject 3, he would assume the threat had now disappeared and would let his guard down. The next moment that Subject 1 was alone, Subject 2 would make his move. He would eliminate Subject 1 and become the only one remaining. He would secretly replace the Subject 1 of everyone's memories and inherit his identity, residence, clothing, sword, name, and friends. People would have no idea that the individual they knew had become somebody else from one day to the next.
This is way too scary. Paimon's never gonna be able to trust anyone again.
But just before Subject 2 could carry out his plan, a unique stranger entered the mix. Subject 2 tried to make contact with this person, but found that they could somehow sense he was different from Subject 1. What's wrong? Are you scared?
What happened then? What happened to the stranger?
He became a new stage in Subject 2's plan. One more person that Subject 2 had to dispose of. It's as if there were 3 identical roses in a garden. Only one of the 3 was a fine specimen, while the other 2 were defective specimens that bore poisonous thorns. In all the world, only the gardener who tended to them could tell which was the good specimen that bore poisonous thorns. In all the world, only the gardener who tended to them could tell which was the good specimen. People do not like poisonous plants. Only a perfect rose can fetch a high price. If the inferior specimens wanted to conceal the fact of their worthlessness, they would have to take the gardener out of the picture, using their poisonous thorns. This is exactly what Subject 2 was thinking. So, he hid in the shadows and waited patiently. Maybe soon, he would get his chance to become truly human.
That was intense! So what happened after that? Did Subject 2's plan succeed? Paimon can't bear thinking about it!
Fortunately, Meta is just a story. And even in this story, Subject 2 did not succeed. But you can never let your guard down on Dragonspine. Monsters mutated with Durin's power and blood are also creatures of Rhine-Daughter, just like me. You must beware of all such creatures. I'm glad to hear that. It's okay. I know what I am. You and I are both different, so there is no need for me to hide the truth from you. The only thing is that sometimes, when I think about how mighty the power of alchemy is, I feel so small. As beings who set foot in this world, how arrogant are we in desiring to control our destiny, and in desiring to create? Is creation an arrogant act, traveler? If not, why do we call the ones that created us and control us gods? If it is, then what qualifies us to call ourselves creators? How far must we take our reverence and respect, and what purpose does it serve? Nothing special, but whenever I think about it, I feel a twinge of grief.
Poor Albedo. Hello? Traveler, are you here? Hey, is that Amber?
Thought we might find you here.
We're here to deliver a message from Cyrus. There's gonna be a big event down at the base camp, and they want you there too, Traveler.
Winter camp is nearing its end. Apparently, even provisional instructors are required to attend.
Looks like we need to go, Albedo. Bye for now.
Then I won't keep you. I have some things to attend to here, so forgive me for not seeing you down.
Don't worry about it. There have been no issues getting up and down the mountain recently.
Is everyone ready? Let's not keep them waiting.
Time to go. Time to go. Follow the wind.